A potential hazmat situation in California. Fire officials just announced that emergency crews have successfully reduced the threat of an explosion from a compromised chemical tank. This all started Thursday at a manufacturing plant in Garden Grove. It's about an hour south of LA near Disneyland. That's when firefighters responded to reports of overheating in the tank, raising serious concerns about a blast and possible leak of toxic chemicals. Authorities issued widespread evacuation orders for nearly 50,000 people in the surrounding area. NBC News correspondent Steve Patterson joins us now from nearby Stanton. Steve, good morning. So officials just gave an update. They mentioned that crews can now get a read on the tank's internal temperature. How's that helping the situation?
Yeah, Savannah, a lot here. Massive news on the ground. If it gets a little nerdy and wordy, stop me. But it's important to know, starting with the fact that the risk to the public still exists, right? The explosion is still possible. Still 50,000 people or so evacuated from their homes. What they have done, per a late night operation, they've gone in there to identify a crack. They've known that the crack was releasing pressure. They have now confirmed that all the pressure is out of that tank. What that does is eliminate what's called a BLEVE, a boiling liquid expanding vapor explosion. It is essentially the worst case scenario. It's essentially a sort of a chemical explosion. It's the reason why the radius is so big. It's the reason why we've had all of these evacuations. What it means is that they're maybe able to get in there to reduce some of those evacuations, but no word yet. I want you to hear from the chief on the substantial threat, again, that still exists to this day. Listen to this.
There's still a threat out there, and we need the public to keep to those evacuation zones until we deem it safe for them to come back.
So again, the elimination of the BLEVE means there is not that worst case scenario, this massive explosion that would trigger this huge environmental disaster. That has essentially been eliminated. But again, they're keeping those evacuations in place. They say we should learn a little bit more about a timeline for maybe when people on some of the edges of that evacuation area might know a little bit more about when they can come back to their homes. But we just don't know yet because, again, the threat exists and it could still leak and fail. That is important to know as well. Hopefully they've built some systems in there to eliminate when that flow happens, if it does. Otherwise, though, this is really, really positive news in the right direction to hopefully mitigating this entire situation.
Yes, great news there, especially for those families in the evacuation zone. Steve Patterson, thank you so much.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.